Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. I've got some new books that I got in this past week from, they were MyComicShop.com new comic book day orders. If that makes sense to you. So I go on there, I pick out the books that I want, I get them at a little bit cheaper price because you can get them for, if you get there in time, you can get some that aren't near mint. Those are like Very Good or VG Plus. And they'll usually be anywhere from 80 cents off to sometimes half off, depending on what the price of the book is originally. So I do that all the time. I do that every week. If you want to do that, just click the link below, mycomicshop.com link below, and take you over there. I like to promote places that I use because they're doing it right. I like to see places doing it right. So anyway, without further ado, let's make me small and get to the haul. Alright, we did it. So these are books from this past New Comic Book Day. Depending on when this video airs, it may be 2 weeks ago, I don't know, but we'll be throwing out some more comic content as I've been kind of laxed in getting some of these things filmed. So here we are. First up, we've got Batman 89. I understand the story on this wasn't that good, and the interior art wasn't that great either. But I was really worried that I wouldn't get this cover when it came out because I thought it was going to be a lot more popular, but I guess there were some variants that perhaps were more popular. But I thought for sure this book was going to go like gangbusters. I think that's a fantastic cover. This is just the A cover, but it looks just like a scene out of Tim Burton's Batman with starring Michael Keaton. And it looks absolutely perfect. I don't know what more you could ask for. The mouth is even a nice Batman Michael Keaton mouth. so I mean, none of the variants looked as good as this to me. I was very happy to snag one. I'm sure they're still available though, because I think it was a very large print run. So there should be plenty out there for you and yours to grab yourself a copy. Next up, I picked this book up because I usually, a couple of things, if you follow my channel, if you gotten to know me over the last few years, you know that I'm not real big on virgin variants. I like trade dresses. I like an interesting trade dress. Like that trade dress looks killer. Like, I don't know why anyone would get this book without that trade dress. That trade dress is absolutely perfect. And so this next book, I didn't like the trade dress, which rarely happens. I also didn't like the coloring. So the next book is Red Sonja. I think it's red or black, white, and red or something like that. And this is the black and white virgin variant cover for this. And I don't usually pick those up, but this by David Nakayama. Really have been enjoying. Not all of his art is perfect and collect worthy in my opinion, but man, when he nails it, he sure nails it. And my collection of his, as far as modern current cover artists, if you will, variant artists goes, is growing probably the most rapidly of modern artists. So absolutely fantastic stuff. Love the shape he gave her. It's just perfect. It's strong and feminine. What's not to like? It's more realistic. He tends to give a little bit extra up top, which I'm not opposed to. But it's more realistic than most females being drawn out there today. It doesn't have that computerized drawing look like a lot of your, to me, the Art Germ group. And ever since Art Germ and some before him, but his style really caught on. And unfortunately, because it's more or less a computer, looks like a still from a video game. It's very easy to replicate, in my opinion. Like, a lot of covers come out, maybe I can tell they're not Art Germ covers, but they're just like, if you liked one, I can't imagine why you wouldn't like, if you're an Art Germ collector, I can't imagine why you were not collecting 10 covers a week, because there's tons that come out by other artists that look very similar. But right now, for me, David Nakayama covers are very unique, and every time I see one, I'm like, I don't even have to see that. Like, I know who drew that. So very cool. And I like his little signature symbol there, DNA. And this one says 421, so just back in April. But this is the modern book, just came out. And the other variants of this was a retailer incentive variant, but the other ones have very strong red, and it just totally kills the art to it. It's just too much red. And I know it's black, white, and red is the name of the book, so it's to be expected there's going to be some red. Also, the blood. You guys know I'm not a big fan of blood and on comic covers, so having it toned down to black and white really made it look more acceptable for my palette. So there you go. Absolutely love it. And it's like in a cardstock cover, so it's super cool. Love that book. Keeping the Red Sonja going, we've got the Invincible Red Sonja number 3. Oh, this is red, white, and honestly, I don't know what number this is, so I'll put it up on the thing. So, Invincible Red Sonja number 3. Keeping it going with these Frank Cho variants. I've been picking all these up, and so now it says number 2 out of 10 because they're out of order. So he numbered each of these drawings, but then they didn't put them in order on the covers. Don't ask me why they did that. Leave it to Dynamite to get a little extra squirrely with their cover. They got so many covers, I can't imagine that they can even keep it straight. But here is the Invincible Red Sonja number 3. It says, "Say hello to my little friend." And they're all kind of these kind of goof covers. You know, I'm calling them the Outrage series. I don't know that anyone else is, but that's what I'm calling them. And hopefully I would love to get one day, if I get to see Frank Cho out in a convention and get him to remark at least one of these, or maybe even all of them. That'd probably be a few $1,000s. And I don't know that he does very much on the fly, because I have seen his Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and before conventions he goes ahead and remarks a bunch of prints. So if he's doing that, he may be trying to sell those instead of having to remark covers all day with what people want. But I just don't collect poster prints very much. I'm not a big fan of those. I have a few, but really not many. I'd rather have just an actual poster or a comic cover than that. So I have a few prints that are signed, and if they ever come out with a comic version of them, I'd probably rather have the comic. So, and last, and probably least, Frank Cho and Sabine Rich, who just does colors, in Fight Girls number 2 of 5. So I always try and pick up any covers that have the Frank Cho ballpoint pen action on there, like these do. So very cool there. See if we can get an up close on them. There you go, looking good. And cool little like loggerhead lizard turtle type thing. Very cool. 10 Woman, 4 Challenges, 1 Crown. Winner rules the empire. I like Frank Cho's books when he does them all by himself. His writing is okay. I think his art is better. The cover art is usually pretty decent. The interior art, I think he gets lazy on a couple of panels. Like you'll see one amazing panel and you need 3 or 4 that are just throwaway panels. So he tends to do a lot of throwaway panels. So I wish that he had more time, but you know how it is with these books. You got to put them, you got to pump them out. You can't be making each and every little box panel inside the comic be its own work of art. Like who has time for that? So very cool to have that. And working my way towards number 5. I usually don't start reading them till I get to number 3 or so. So I'm still one away from reading that. So we've got Fight Girls. We got Invincible Red Sonja number 3. We've got David Nakayama's Red, I think maybe it's Red, White, and Black. I don't know. They're all doing those silly color things, all the publishers. And Batman 89. I have to say, the cover of the week is between these two. That's for sure. I probably give the nod to Batman 89 because it hits me in all the right nostalgia. But as far as the book that we're going to end the stream on, or end the video on, and show you, to remind you to read a comic. We'll catch you next time. Read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.